Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today this Norwegian hardcore PC gamer is gonna talk about Counter-Strike, the top ranks of the game, and how I would wish this entire system to proceed at if I were to have a saying in the matter. I guess you get my point, okay? So if you have in the past been a guy that has been at Lemm Rank or Supreme Rank or anything at those rank or higher, you would have known of all the cheaters and also how insanely difficult it has been in the past to stick all the way, or stay rather, all the way up at those high ranks. Which is why I remember a couple of people I had on my friend list, they would frequently D-rank and rank up again when they were already at those ranks and starting to grind even further. The reason for this is because of all the undetected cheats that were around on that market thingy, in which then eventually, luckily enough, got actually caught, making the entire top pool of players purified, causing a very, very big wave of people ranking up, all across the board though, I guess you could say. The reason for that, why it acted all across the board too though, is because Counter-Strike is a very tactical game that will bolt you to your legs, if that makes any sense. Which means that you can only move so far, you can only take so many gunfights, and you can only make so many decisions. Which then again escalates over to how people of a smarter mind can fuck with your head and literally make you not even be at the site that you need to defend with your cheats with. In which means that there in the past were cheaters on all ranks. But nowadays, everybody, if they put in decent work and they play the game by skill as it's supposed to be done, you will easily rank up, assuming you actually get better at the game naturally. But knowing all this, as of late now, more than ever, it doesn't really feel interesting to be at the global elite rank anymore. This is why I mainly did not even try to get the rank, and I accidentally got it after a nice little kill streak. Win streak, or rather just carnage. And, you know, now I'm here, and this game right here, it should put it into a decent perspective that I'm playing rather good, or not way, but a decent bit above the curve in terms of the skill level of players that are supposedly going to be at Global Elite Rank, despite the people that are there. The reason for this is because people like me who got the Supreme Master rank before all the cheaters were banned, proving that my skill level is, well, compared to people who are, you know, 100% legit but are at those ranks, I am, you know, among the top, the people who are skilled enough to run around with the cheaters. I mean, here and there I get some really stupid kills, so that's kind of fun. But the point in case, though, is that I guess I'm one of the middle-skill Global Elite players compared to the current pool of Global Elite players. That right now, you can split up the Global Elite rank in 3 categories. You got one, the older ones that are just absolutely insane. They could be compared to professional players, but for some reason they just play a lot more 64-tick matchmaking. Even though, again, some of them just don't yell about the hit registration, which personally I will never do either. And then you got my little group of people whom we would have gotten the rank a little bit before all the cheaters got banned, I guess you could say. A time, space, room thingy of like 3 months, 3 to 6 months in between, you know, before the ban waves hit. I guess I'm one of those types of players in terms of my top level overall skill, if it was to translate it to the rank. And then you got all the new ones that have recently gotten into the rank, and a lot of those players, they in the past they deserve to have the Lemm Rank, in which when I was playing at Lemm Rank, I still saw a fuck ton of flaws in how people were playing the game at. A lot of people just cannot keep super high up to speed with what might happen in the game. A lot of people will take gunfights, they will execute them poorly. And I've probably been yelling at cheater players just because they can't fucking play gunfights, even though, again, they might, technically speaking, have cheats. Not that we will ever know, because I don't keep track of that garbage. But the point in case, though, is that the Global Elite rank is only getting more players, and the skill width of players, if you may get my point, you know, there's a lot of different skill types of players within those ranks. It's starting to become just very, very silly, alright? If I was to start grinding Global Elite games on my main account, what good would it have when I constantly then either eventually team up with people I meet that might be or will be of the older types, me alike or older, in which means that we're easily gonna crush every other Global Elite groups that we might meet on, or are we going to, you know, do something else? This is why global elite players especially those, you know, it's pretty good to go over to Face It, not ESEA anymore really, because of their security annoying crappy cancer practices, but you know, that's another video. Point of case is that at least there the skill level can be in some conditions somewhat elevated, even though again that do require a little bit of work too, because normally some of those systems have their own brackets, and it can take time to actually get into proper serious fights that might elevate the skill level of your team and thus the opponents. But it essentially all boils down to what I want to be done for the matchmaking system with Valve's matchmaking for Counter-Strike, you know, and that would be to add more ranks. If we could get 2 or 3 more ranks, that would be really good. Or if we could get a very loose ranking system, in which take a little bit more after your individual performance rather than anything else. Even though, again, that will naturally, or organically speaking, be limited to a lot about how skilled you are with teamwork, which is something that I would actually prefer. So let's say that we add 5 or 6 new ranks to the entire ranking system, and you need to be global elite for 50 games, that's a little bit much. 10 games, you need to just play 10 games of global elite at global elite rank and not lose it to be able to advance further up. And from there on out, it's a little bit more like a, you know, screaming ESEA fest or Face It fest, in which you're just playing with a random pool of players, and randomly you meet insane beasts, and a lot often you will meet a lot of potato enemies and teammates, which do happen naturally. I think that would be a lot better, because that way you can actually try and gauge a little bit more about each person's individual performance, but also sift through a lot more of the players that are then at the top, and I guess you could say more in terms of raw performance, find out whom are performing better or not, depending on how skilled they are at the game. Naturally speaking, you know, a lot of things has to be taken into consideration, even more so because of Counter-Strike's level of depth as a game in terms of technicalities and whatnot. But I think that would be a decent step forward, you know, make it something that maybe I could pay, you know, $3 or $5 extra for per month. I think that would be fucking great. 128 tick, you know, played with the proper tournament rules. And I think Valve are sitting on a gold mine that they're not milking, because, you know, in the end of the day, they got servers, they have the tools, they have the money to do it. But the point in question is then, will they actually do it? So hopefully people enjoy this video, hopefully this made sense. I think that this elevating the skill level for CSGO in any regard, in terms of proper practice, that would, you know, benefit everybody, including me. And also it would make the game more interesting. So if you enjoyed this video, you should probably slap the like button, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, if you have not already, seriously speaking. If you want to support the channel, we got the Patreon page, a lot of awesome rewards on there. Anyways, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play, people.